Good morning, boatingbanner.com fans. Captain Larry here with chapter 27. Come on board. Well, today we will finally finish and wrap up a Monterey. This is a 96 Monterey open bow, and it's a 24-footer. So anyway, the backrest here is obviously pretty good size. Again, if you want to see this, please go back to the initial chapter on that, which I believe was chapter 20, and you can see what this backrest looked like when it was, in the original form. Today, this should be a pretty short video. We're going to be assembling it. I just want to apologize up front. The compressor will go on from time to time and make a little noise, but nothing I can do about that. So please be patient. I'll try not. It goes off quick, so I will try not to talk while it's on. But anyway, today what we want to try to do is really focus on these two corners because they have an angle. So I was thinking about it, and what I believe I'm going to do is use my 3M 77 adhesive. This is a little less tenacious than the 3M trim product. But if you notice this corner, the things I like about it, it has a nice firm piece of foam here, has a very flat top and a very flat bottom. So when we staple this and pull it to make excuse me, to make it tight, we're really going to be pulling in. So even though it's an inside corner, we'll have a lot of pressure going in and virtually no pressure going out, except a little bit when we pull that this way and a little bit this way, but very, very little. So I think this 77 will hold it really well. So what I think I'm going to try to do is, the key here is to keep everything centered. That's my main concern, especially in the very tips where I only have maybe a half an inch. I probably cut them too short or something because I got like a half an inch of vinyl to fold over here. So that's going to be a real concern I have to watch for, because if I pull this in too far, that's going to pull the vinyl this way away from that, and then I won't be able to cover that. So as I am gluing this, I want to make sure that I don't pull it to a point where I jeopardize not being able to cover that point. So out of the whole thing, that was like the one area maybe I messed up on, that I probably should have had a little more material, because on the other side, the piping is still in good shape, so we're going to reuse that. But the other side, I have like an inch, which makes a lot more sense. Then you really don't have to worry about it. And I think I'm going to try to do it this way here. Basically, let's try to do the base and get a nice straight line there, because this has to be, I can't have, what I'm trying to say is I can't have too much down here. So I'm just going to push it down a little bit and fold it over so that I have a little bit to staple, and then just try to staple that, and then all the excess, of course, can just be put in the back. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to staple this whole front till I get to the seam area here, and then we will fold it down. We have to take the tacking staples off, but fold it down, and then glue this and probably this on both sides. But I want to really work carefully again, so I don't pull the vinyl too much, so that I can't finish it up top here. Everything else has more than enough. But so let me get set up, and I'll bring you right back. Everybody, welcome back. All I did here was pull up the tack down staples and stapled it with the staple gun. And all you do is, when you go over something like this and you're a little shy of vinyl, just push down on it, and then that will give a little bubble down there, and then you staple it. It goes up, and see how it's nice and smooth. We got it, and we haven't even done the back yet, so that's gonna look like $1 million. Okay, I'm going to do this side first. This is the one that really worries me because I'm a little shy on the tip there. So I'm going to have to make sure that before it sets, that we are covered. I will just put some stuff down, like I'm hoping the pressure won't be bad on this, so that the 77 should just hold it fine. Okay, let's see what we got here. Then I just removed all the staples. Try to get it smooth here. And especially right up here. Again, we want to make sure we have all the wrinkles out of here because this won't pull easy if we try to get them out later. You can just pull it out, push it down. Again, I'll follow and make sure that I have the seams right exactly where I marked them on the board. Sure this is going to go up when I pull it. Looks like that would be fine. I have enough, just barely enough to get over that corner, so I'll be all right. These corners are fine. Yeah, that looks pretty good, huh? Okay, now let's finish tacking down here. I didn't stay. Welcome back. As you can see, we've got the backrest portion of this thing done. I got a few wrinkles in it, unfortunately, but I'll show you those later. Now what we're doing is attaching the bottom roll. As I mentioned, that one has to be, the backrest has to be attached first. And then the bottom roll had to be attached right up against it. I found the easiest way to do that, I think, was I tacked a few, measured it, got the center, tacked a few, so I was about in the middle. And then I noticed I had a little too much room on between them, because they really need to be snug up against each other. So then what I did is I took the, because it was centered and I knew I was all right, I took the gun and pushed it up against the backrest and then hit it with another set of staples a little bit further in. So I'm thinking, hopefully, knock on wood, that the foam is going to fit in there fine. So let's see if we can't finish this up. This is, of course, the bottom because it's nice and flat. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Sorry for that compressor. Again, I'm checking to make sure that our distance is good between the backrest and the roll over here. Think our wrinkles look good. Hey, welcome back everybody. We are done. It came out pretty good on a scale of, let's say 1 to 10. I think it's like a 7. I'm a little disappointed in some of the areas. I will bring the camera closer to show you some good and bad. I really like the 2 seams we did. I think it gave it a real nice touch. I'm not crazy about the corners I did because I have a couple of wrinkles in them. And when I took this off, it did not have any adhesive on it, but I put adhesive all over that. Maybe I messed up. Maybe adhesive was not the way to go here. Again, as I was saying, this is kind of not a, even though it's an inside corner, it's not a typical one because it has a real nice piece of foam under it here. So by pulling it back, I think we would have made it tighter and less wrinkly. So anyway, that was probably an error. It looks all right, but like I say, it's could have been better. One of the other things I want to show you is the roll came out pretty good. I noticed when I first stopped, there was too much space. If you go back to what is it? I think it's 20. Yeah, chapter 20 when we were looking at this before we redid it. I noticed it was very tight in there. So what I simply did was massage the foam like that, and then it filled in beautifully. So that's okay. Let me show you the seams. Again, really nice. Nice seams, and that all nice and smooth. We got a little wrinkle here. Otherwise, put the piping on, and let me show you the, we had to cut some reliefs on this corner here. So you have to make those kind of modifications too. Anyway, so we are finally done with our chapter 27. This is our toil. So it took a lot more than 2 hours. I said this was probably about a 6-hour project for me. And that's with totally redoing the top and just the 2 brown spots, stripes. And if I had to do it over again, maybe I would have redone that whole bottom. It's not, the white's okay. I mean, the tenacity of is okay, but the color is a little dingy. You probably won't notice it, but look up against the brand new vinyl, I think it looks a little old. Anyway, so I don't know. We saved some money and time, but we might have kind of messed up our job. That's why I'm going to give this like a 7 out of 10. I've done a lot better work than this, but it was a hard one, and it came out pretty good, and it will look good in the boat. So I guess that's the goal, but we could have done a little bit better on that one. Made a couple of mistakes, but I guess we all do as time goes on. So anyway, there we are. We are now done with 27. We'll go on to chapter 28, and the good news, I had heard that my chairs, the 2 captain's chairs, will be coming by the end of the week. So I think what we'll do is we're going to do, I have 2 big sun deck kind of mats that is just full of foam that I need to do for the Wellcraft project. I think I'm going to do those next, and what I really like about them is they have a zipper on the bottom. It's a lot like a cushion that would go into a cabin cruiser, so that'll be our first zipper project. So anyway, we'll do that. They're really big pieces with a zipper down the middle, so that will be good education for us. And by the time we get that all done, maybe then we'll go to the back-to-back seats, and then maybe the captain's seat by the end of the week. So we'll see how we all roll, but the next several chapters should be very interesting. I appreciate you coming by, and we'll talk to you next time.